Now, a message from the UN.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be Frasco. Don't let them drink whiskey or eat lots of drugs. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be Frasco. 'Cause they'll never be home, they'll be beaten off alone, even with someone they love. Frasco ain't easy to love, and he smokes lots of weed. He'd rather give you some shrooms than something you actually need. Birkenstock sandals and old Lakers jerseys, and each night begins a new day. If he doesn't text back and he don't die young, he'll probably just crowd surf away. Mamas, don't let your daughters grow up to date Frasco. 'Cause he'll cuss at Thanksgiving, smoke pot with grandma, and stink up your whole goddamn house. Mamas, don't let your daughters grow up to date Frasco. They'll have lots of sex, get HPV, and blame it on her ex-boyfriend's mouth.
Fucking beautiful. So they like do it again.
And we're back.
Hungover.
Andy Frasco's
What's left of Andy
Hangover
Frasco?
Podcast, and I'm Andy Frasco.
It is a Wednesday morning.
Fuck off. I gotta stop hanging out with 25-year-old up-and-coming
Gym bands? Not naming
jam
anyone in
bands.
specific.
No, I'll die.
Well, that's they don't need to out them, and they're
I'm not. No, but it's okay to party.
yeah. But you were doing party stuff.
I was up till 5 a.m.
Oh, yeah, I have
talking
these
about
songs.
Ween. I don't even know anything about fucking Ween.
They like Ween.
Yeah.
They are dirtbags. Then I like Ween, but that's a dirtbag band to like
Why?
because they're just like it's what they do. It's not even an insult. It's like dirtbag vibes.
I think what's more dirtbaggy?
Ween.
Disco Biscuits or Ween?
Ooh.
Wow, we're going hot takes right from the beginning.
I'm gonna go Ween actually because it's more like a rock punk thing. There's just also
And dirtbag's not a bad term, right?
no. If anything, it's a respectful honor to be called a dirtbag by me. I like dirtbags.
I do too.
They're the shit. They're fun, but they
Shout
are
out to
dirtbags.
dirtbags.
Yeah, and you're kind of a dirtbag sometimes.
I'm a dirtbag.
You're definitely a dirtbag right now.
I gotta stop partying with these.
There just are people that-
25-year-old bands.
Yeah,
They just they look up to me like they call me frat daddy, or
That's
not
not-
frat daddy, jam daddy.
it's so funny because you're not even like a jam band guy.
No, but I'm like they look
You
up
gotta
to
get
me.
out of this. Maybe you need to break out of this jam band bubble and become a real star.
I'm going to date a born again Christian,
Oh,
and we're
Okay.
not gonna have any conversations. We're just gonna stare at the wall, and I'm just gonna clean up my act for the next 20 years.
so you're gonna get married, is what you're saying. Yep, all relationships are boring. Maybe that's your problem, is that you look at relationships as some boring thing.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, they can be.
You
So
thought-
anything can be boring, though.
I mean, relationships are kind of boring.
So is being single sometimes.
Yeah, I'm over this single shit.
They're both. Everything's boring. Life is boring, and it's way too long.
Oh
getting
God!
long. Just kidding.
Jesus,
I'm just
fucking
kidding.
Are you good?
Are you good?
Not good.
I'm fine. I don't know. I'm good.
Ugh.
I've been doing good. I'm having a good week.
I gotta stop doing cocaine.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I mean, I don't do it a lot, but when I do it, I feel like shit.
It's not like a fun drug, really.
No, I don't like how I feel all speedy too. Like
That's
I
what
don't
it
feel like,
is. It is speed. You know that, right?
I know, like I'm at the bar and I'm like anxious and
Lakers.
like the Lakers are losing by 15. I'm just like, and I'm like smoking. I'm like, I just want to smoke a
You
cigarette.
just don't have a Coke vibe. It's like a weird.
No, I don't know why I do it.
To think of you doing Coke is like, what?
It's not fun.
Like I have Coke friends that are like, oh yeah, that's a Coke guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I have know a bunch of coke
And
guys.
it works for their lifestyle.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't.
Just kidding.
Everyone on
cocaine doesn't work for any lifestyle.
Everyone on cocaine is just weird.
Yeah, but that kind of everybody on everything's kind of weird, though, right? Maybe not cigarettes.
What are people weirder on? Cocaine or ketamine?
You would think it's ketamine, but I actually think it's cocaine.
Yeah.
Because ketamine people kind of keep to themselves more, right?
Yeah. Cocaine people are like,
back in high school, I was pretty good at basketball. They're always talking about high school. Why do people on coke they always talk about the past? They love to talk about shit they used to do, people on cocaine. Or they have an idea.
yeah.
A lot of ideas come up on cocaine that never come to fruition. But that's booze too, though.
It's like you guys like have conversations right in front of each other's faces.
And they spit in each other's mouth. Also,
It's like, brother, I fucking love you, brother. I fucking love you,
no,
bro.
you don't. You're on a speed. You just have a bunch of whatever coursing through your veins right now. I don't even know what cocaine does, honestly.
Well,
serotonin.
The problem is,
What does
I'm
cocaine?
an alcoholic.
That's the thing about cocaine. A lot of people, it's just alcoholics doing it so they can stay up and drink longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. I was pounding. I pounded like 6 or 7 shots
Cool.
at the bar.
You are 35, Andy.
I mean,
No.
I was getting egged on by the 25-year-olds.
Okay.
I don't have as much
If
willpower
a bunch of 25-year-olds told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? Probably, actually. I think
Depends
you
if
would.
it's like a deep bridge.
Yeah, like
Deep
is
water.
it sponsored? Can I get... Andy Frasco jumps off a bridge for whatever,
Sponsored by Dialed In Gummies.
some parachute company.
Some parachute company. Oh my God. Am I the NASCAR of...
No. I mean, I would love to be.
We only have one sponsor.
We have two.
We have 2 sponsors. Should we talk about them?
No. Mm-mm. You guys don't get any ads this week. Sorry. And you're not getting your money back. Too late, bitch.
Oh, yeah. It's the first of the month.
Is it?
Yeah. I promise I won't be late again because you
weren't late.
made fun of me.
Well,
in
I kind
front
of
of
like
all your fucking fan base minions.
I like that you're late because it gives me a little material for a bit because I wasn't actually mad.
I'm catching up on bills.
You weren't that late. I like that you're a little bit poor right now.
I'm poor.
I got you right where I want you.
All right, let's talk about
Waiting and wanting more. Okay, which one are you talking about first?
Dialed In Gummies.
Dialed In Gummies.
Will you do the pitch? I'm so tired.
You mean like every other fucking time?
I have been drinking a lot these.
I've been drinking. I know.
I gotta stop.
But you're going to play with a band tonight. Are you going to get drunk again?
I'm no.
Here's what you should do. Have 2 drinks just to get you to the gig and then go home right when you're done.
I know, but the problem is I'm playing second set. I'm sitting in second set. And I got to be there at 6, so I go
Why
there.
do you got to be there? Oh, sound check.
Sound check.
Go-
What am I going to do? Go home?
Well, what time's the gig?
9.
Dialed In Gummies, everyone. Solventless, flavorful.
Because if I eat any Dialed In Gummies or if I eat anything else, I'll just pass out.
I think I'm going to eat a bunch of Dialed In Gummies before I come in the club tonight.
But I did. You'd be proud of me. It was 5 a.m. and they're still singing Ween songs. I'm like, I got to get the fuck to bed.
Why are they doing that? I mean, 25. I guess they're young.
You were
but, like,
25 too. I
never did that shit when I was 25.
They're popping. They're starting to become a big band.
You would
so
never
let them
catch
enjoy
them.
it. I was 25, just hooking up and doing blow.
Yeah, I used to party when I was 25, but I wasn't, not with other dudes. How many
Well,
dudes?
Phyllis was
I'm
there,
just kidding.
but she's
Yeah.
kind of a dude.
She's got a dude energy.
She's got dude vibes.
She's definitely one of the guys.
She's definitely one of the guys.
You know what I mean?
She was just playing Harry Potter while I
Till
bought
5 in the
Harry
morning?
Until 5 in the morning. I'm like, Phil, I gotta go to bed, dude. And
Where is
she's
she
like,
in your
"Okay, I'll just
Voltron right
wait."
now?
Voltron? I mean, she's up there. She's like probably like
Oh, what
an
role?
important.
What role does she fill?
She well, when I'm having anxiety, like I told you, I had a panic attack.
Oh, yeah.
I called her, and she came to my house. I'm like, Phil, I think I'm dying.
What was it again? Because you had a cough or something?
Yeah,
It's something
I had-
absolutely stupid.
It was just like my allergies were really bad, and I had a panic attack. I thought I was dying or had cancer or something. So I called
Jesus.
Phyllis. Like, Phyllis, will you just sleep over and make sure I don't die? Because it'd be really embarrassing if I died.
Embarrassing?
Just if I died over allergies.
Dying is pretty embarrassing, actually, in general. Like, oh, everyone knows you're
Like, I don't
dead.
want to publicly die. You know,
What do you mean?
like get shot or
You don't?
in an accident. No, like Tupac. No.
Oh. Yeah, me neither, I guess. I don't know. But dying is embarrassing.
It
Just
is a little
admitting to all your friends you're dead. Everyone knows you're dead. You can't hide it.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's just like a wedding's embarrassing. Admitting to your You love someone in front of your parents? Kissing a girl in front of your parents is
maybe I should like
so pathetic. It's
anyway,
embarrassing.
doubting gummies.
It's embarrassing to get married, guys. It's also embarrassing to die. Doubting gummies. America's
What an
number
opening.
one. And by America, I mean Colorado's number one gummy in my mind and in my heart, and probably in most sales departments.
Right.
Solventless, flavorful, perfect, no faults, the best containers. And I've been eating 20 to 30 milligrams every night again, and I'm feeling good, and I'm sleeping great.
Yeah.
Strain specific. Find your strain, find your cloud, bro.
I can't even sleep in my bed right now because I think there's ghosts. So I've been sleeping on the couch.
We need to get Menert over here and have him sweep the place.
Do you think he could check it out
If
for
there's
me?
ghost here, Michael Menert will sense it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd kind of, let's get him on the show.
Yeah, he's going to come over. Plus, I want to talk to him about pretty lights.
Oh, yeah.
What do you, if there is a ghost, I think it's in that room.
Really?
I get the vibe. That room creeps me out a little bit.
Really? I think he just chills around here.
Yeah? On the landing? Maybe he fell off the landing and died and he haunts the landing.
Ooh. Hot.
Or she.
Or she.
they, them. I don't know. I
mean,
know.
it's not like a...
Don't assume ghosts' gender. What?
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, the trans people have existed for centuries. Do you know what I mean?
I respect that. But it's not like the ghost is like being mean or like being scary.
I think that's a big
I
misconception.
think the ghost is just chilling in this house. He just wants
For
to kick
sure.
it.
Like I've always said, like if I could pick of anything after death, I would choose to be a ghost.
Right.
It's fun. You get to mess with stuff. You ever think about though? Like,
Really?
Yeah, you get to like haunt people.
No, you'd really want to be a ghost?
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't like
Watch
that.
people have sex.
That's kind of tight.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that.
Like a little throuple, like a little ghost throuple.
Imagine a Yenta like yourself as a ghost being able to spy on everyone.
Oh my God. I've been
You
making
could watch
fun
people settle at gigs and see how much money they're making.
of... I love that.
I've already got you 2 things on being a ghost.
Okay, I'd be a ghost, but,
Exactly
but
how to
can
work
ghosts
you.
travel?
I don't know. I don't think they're
Like,
real.
can the ghost
so.
like kick it?
I'm not sure they exist, Andy, so I don't really know the rules. Why
Can
not?
they like have a vacation, go to
you think-
San Fran and go...
Yeah, why not? Do you think they can see the other ghosts? That's what I've always wondered. Because that would be terrible. There'd be so many people have died. There's just people everywhere. Little kids with holes in them.
It's like
fucking
a ghost traffic jam.
Hey, get the fuck out of my way. We're ghosts. Just go through me. What would you do to haunt people? I know you
I
just
wouldn't
spy.
haunt
You'd be a
people.
spy. You'd be a little spy. is
I
what
just
you'd
like
be.
to just sip tea. I just want to
You'd be a
hear
little
people's
spy.
conversations.
I'd like to move people's coffee when they're not looking, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't like that. That scared me.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, like I saw Phyllis, she gets wasted and starts opening all my packages.
What?
Like, and she just gets drunk and forgets about it.
Is it because she's poor and she never gets any packages and she's a joke?
Hey, don't you say that.
It's a joke. Is she's not poor.
She's a little poor.
Well, no, by your standards.
I'm poor too.
Yeah. I'm not.
Are we going into a recession?
Yeah, like maybe a year ago.
Like, I have such anxiety today.
Why? Because of the recession and the whole music industry.
Recession. I'm not worried about the.
I think the
aliens
music
anymore.
industry is actually better than it was.
Yeah, the music industry's fine. I'm talking about. I better be able to rent this house.
Are you recession proof? No, you're not.
I'm not recession.
You're completely self-employed and you have a big asset you pay for.
Yeah.
And you have a massive loan on property.
Yeah.
Well, one advantage is, even with the recession, if this house lost value, you'd probably still make money on it.
Yeah.
Recessions can be good too. You can't just always go up. You need a little up and down in the economy or it's inflated. But I don't know. I'm not some goddamn economist. Who gives a shit what I think about anything? But remember, 2008
Says the
was
guy
bad.
who's on a podcast every week.
Well, yeah, but I don't know everything. I know a lot. It's not an economy podcast.
Should I just like stop drinking, stop partying?
No, don't stop. Like there's like a middle area. You know that, right?
That sounds so boring. What, just have one beer?
Oh, like 3 drinks.
Okay.
You had like 7 shots, you told me.
7 shots, couple vodka
Well,
sodas.
when I go out, I have like 2 to 3 vodka sodas, maybe 4. And that's perfect for me.
Really?
I get a little buzz and I go home and I...
The problem is I don't like the taste of vodka sodas anymore.
Because why? Because you're numb to it?
No, because it just tastes, I'm just bored and tastes boring. So I'll just like
Why do you get bored with everything so easily?
Because I'm ADD.
Why don't you... I'm ADD. I don't get bored with stuff.
Because I'm obsessive compulsive. When I like something, I'll do it.
Do you have every disease there is known to man? Every fucking mental health disease that comes up? Like, yeah, I'm that. I'm that too. You can't be everything.
I know.
You are, I guess it was a little OCD maybe. I don't know. But not like any diagnosable level. But I don't... Why? Everything, you just...
You
Can't
think I'm
just,
OCD?
No. Can't you just appreciate... I think you're just a dirtbag.
I'm just a teenage
dude.
I'm just a
that's that guy's
middle
real
life dirtbag baby.
That's that guy's real voice in that band.
I woke up today thinking, am I in my midlife crisis?
Oh, you're well. As in the words of Dwight
Because I'm
Schrute.
35.
In the words of Dwight Schrute,
Do you
you
think
are
I'm gonna
well
make
past
it?
the middle of your life.
Like, how long do you think I'll actually make it?
I don't care. And I was kidding. I don't know.
God damn it, Nick.
30 years? Oh,
What?
40 years?
40, like 70s?
Yeah, mid to late 70s. That's the average lifespan.
I think that'd be cool.
I think that medicine's going to get crazy and people are going to start living way too long, though. It's going to be
That's
bad.
I think they're going to solve cancer in no time.
Yeah. And that's going to be bad, actually.
Why? Because of overpopulation?
People are going to live to be like 130 and shit, and there's just going to be old people being wheeled around in wheelbarrows everywhere, and all their inheritance is going to go straight to the rich people of the medical industry.
More people means more live streams. That's why you should sign up for volume.com.
Boomers, you're living too long.
No, I want
They
my
are.
parents to live.
I know you do, but the problem is that generation is really bad for everything. And
Why?
They ruin the economy. They blame every generation after them for all the things they did, all the selfish shit they did. They were handed the world on a paper plate, and they ruined it. I just read a whole book about it, so I'm pretty hot about boomers right now.
No.
They also raised us too well. They were like too nice to us growing up.
So
I hate that. That's like the participation trophy thing.
Yeah.
They're like, who do you think gave us the participation trophies? The boomers gave it to us.
Why don't you think? I think everyone should get a trophy.
Okay, Jill
I
Biden.
love trophies.
All right, Jill Biden.
Oh, Jill.
Why don't you invite
Jill.
the whole? Remember, she invited both
Yeah, she
teams.
did.
Yeah. That was whack, dude.
That was whack.
Well, that's this classic Democrat pandering. But she took it back, to be fair. And the White House never invited anyone, so you can't really blame them. She was just talking, not a turn. You know what I mean? Whatever. But, the boomers, they have their issues. They did go to Vietnam, I guess. But come on.
How many boomers are
How long can you cash that in?
How many boomers do you think are doing live streams on volume.com?
I don't know. There's probably a couple boomer bands on there, maybe.
Yeah?
Maybe 3. I'm going to guess 3. What's the youngest boomer? Like 58?
Really?
I don't know, actually. It's a big generation.
Oh.
It's like right after World War II, basically.
So sign up for volume.com if you want to be a creator, if you want to be a boomer, you want to talk about
the economy,
the
recession.
establishment of America now and how kids these days are really just grinding your gears.
I mean, kids.
Sign up to volume.com/creator.
And go to our NOLA show.
Yeah.
We love volume.com.
We love volume.com. Thanks for being, if you're in a band, go sign up for volume.com.
It's actually very easy and very free. And you can, they have these thing called amps on there you can spread around, like their own little.
Like currency.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's cool.
And if you're a listener, there's so many great shows on there. They got Donato, they got Frasco shows, they got all the podcasts, they got everything you need.
Draymond Green has a podcast on there.
No, he doesn't. You wrong about that.
Oh, Taz told me that. So
Yeah, I think that's a different volume.
Oh,
it's like a management company,
well,
production
just
company.
bleep me out then.
But we have a podcast.
Only
on there.
Taz told me that.
Yeah. So sign up for volume.com.
He goes to Yale. I should.
He should know that, but
Yeah.
he's a kid. He's got pussy on his mind.
He does go to Yale, in my defense.
The man is looking hot.
Who?
Taz.
A little young for me.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Dogs.
Why?
in the
What's he
Pile.
doing?
All these young. I mean, they're just kicking ass.
Taz has been kicking ass for since he was 12.
Their music. He's playing great music.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
women love him. Oh my God.
He's tall.
He's tall. He's handsome.
He's
I'm
like
just
6'5" now,
I'm just
isn't he?
proud of my 25-year-old up and coming musician.
I don't think he's that old either. I think he's 21 maybe.
And FYI, Taz was not doing cocaine with me.
No way.
He would never do cocaine.
I don't think he does drugs at all.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I've even had. He might have a drink or two here and there, but maybe. I don't think
He's
so.
in college. He might have a couple beers.
But he goes to Yale. They can't be partying like that.
I mean, those guys are professional partiers.
Yeah, but they still have that essay due.
I always hung out with, those guys who went to Ivy League schools.
That's
they
true.
would
They
just
do party,
party
actually.
their ass
You're
off
right.
and then take an Adderall.
Yeah.
Like we played a couple Ivy League shows, went back in the day, and they would
You're
just
actually
party
right.
their dick off. And then it'd be 4 a.m, they're fucking wasted. Like, fuck, I got an exam tomorrow. They'd pop an Adderall and just
Those are all
start
geniuses.
studying.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you for being so tight like that. I guess we do that.
We do the exact same thing all
We
the
do
time.
We're like
You're
Ivy
literally
League
doing that
school
today.
students.
Yeah, we're Ivy League musicians.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out.
The Ivy League! The Ivy League!
Speaking of Ivy League, we have a rapper.
Do you think they have reggae in Ivy Leagues? Brown University!
My friends are
Irie.
making a Christmas album. I'm like, Oh my God.
Who?
No more Christmas albums. Can we talk about this? No more new fucking Christmas
How
albums.
about no more Christmas?
I'm down.
And all holidays. Oh, just your religion can have your stupid holidays, but their religion can't have their stupid holidays?
What if we just had one holiday?
Okay, go on.
One holiday and you get everything you needed for the whole year. Presents. Sex.
Food.
Family.
Oh, I'm out. Like, when would it be, though? March?
No.
I think March is a good time for that.
Yes, it's probably in the wintertime when
Like a
everyone's
week
kind of
long,
sad.
maybe?
Like a week long. Yeah, like a week long
Well,
holiday.
that's why Christmas exists. It's literally to combat. Are you doing all right over there? Is your snot going? Okay.
Dude.
Guys, just listen to this one. Maybe just pop this one on the audio.
Yeah, don't watch this one on volume.com.
Andy's brains are falling out of his nose. Anyway, I lost my train of thought about that.
Oh, I hate cocaine. I literally only did like 2 lines.
You're just not a cocaine guy, which is good. You just don't do it anymore. It's not. You need me around all the time on your shoulder telling me not to do stuff.
I know. And we hung out so much, and I was like trying not to
We've
call
been hanging
you.
out lately.
We have, and I tried not to like call
you
you
could've
for a
called me
couple
last night.
days.
I like that you're a little scared of me. You would think it'd be like, everybody probably thinks I'm like that with you, because I'm like,
No, I am that with you.
well, you're the boss, you know what I mean, kind of, but like, maybe I'm the boss.
I tried to give you your space.
I'm the alpha.
I tried to give you your space.
You know, I would have come hang
But
out.
the minute I could give
But you
you
had
your
Hutch
space-
with you. I wanted to see Hutch.
I know, but Hutch even went to bed early.
But he's coming. He'll be here till.
All my friends, Shawn showed up to the
Shane?
party. Shane, yeah, and he went to bed early.
Shawn or Shane?
Shawn,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was Shawn. tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, I was impressed. So he showed up. Toby was drinking.
I've been drinking. She doesn't really drink, does
No,
she?
so we were all just having a good time, and they all went to bed early like adults, and
Looks
I
like you're
said,
the
I'm
whole-
hanging out with the kids.
You need to. Maybe you need to get married and settle down and have 3 kids.
I think I need a
Can
relationship.
someone? I would like to see someone Photoshop you into like a nice wholesome
I can't
family.
be single anymore.
As the dad in a nice wholesome family picture.
I need a relationship. I need to watch television.
Dude, TV is sick.
I need my head scratched.
I'll say this. Who scratched? Is that what relationship people do now?
Still used to scratch my head all
Oh,
the
I
time.
don't.
Oh yeah, you don't like intimacy though.
I like intimacy. I'm just not like a complete loser.
Do you ever like hold Julie's hand?
If I have to, you know, like if her maybe.
Do you
if
ever like kiss her on the neck
Oh yeah.
instead of just like? Do you ever like? What else? What other intimacy things do you do?
You don't know that much.
Do you read a
All his
poem?
intimacy things are going to be physical, by the way. No, I don't read poems. I hate poetry.
You don't read poems to her?
No, I don't like poetry unless it's set to a nice hip hop beat.
My dearest Julie, I've come here.
What am I, a
to
Civil
let you
War
know
soldier?
that you are the love of my life.
She'd be like, dude. She'd call me up.
Yeah, I'm done. I need to have a relationship. I need to watch television.
Well, why can't you just find a middle ground where you're just not a dirtbag and you're single?
Because I am.
Because you need someone
when
to hold you accountable.
I go.
You need someone to hold you accountable, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Because you can't hold yourself
And I can't.
accountable.
I can't hold myself.
What you're saying here, all this is boiled down to is you can't hold yourself accountable, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hold on,
But you got to admit it.
I'm holding myself accountable. I'm talking this through.
You're holding yourself accountable the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like while it's happening.
You want to go grab a beer after this?
No.
Okay.
It's 2:30 in the afternoon.
All right, we got Henry AZ on the podcast. We have a meeting with an important meeting, and we need to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think they're going to yell at us?
No, it's about the thing. This is going to be long and boring, like all meetings. I'm not a meeting guy.
I'm not a meeting guy either. Let's just get it done.
No, I'm not. But their meetings are good. They don't fuck around too much.
No,
but
it's like straight to business.
I don't like meetings where you spend the first 10 minutes asking everybody how their day's going and shit.
Right.
God, I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I hate when you go to the counter like a Denver. God damn it, everybody's too nice here. Like you go get a coffee at the counter, it's like, how's your day go? I want a latte.
Yeah, and Schwartz is such a yenta sometimes. Whenever we have meetings with him, he'll always start, yeah, Andy got fucked up last night. Told me, he's like, okay, blah, blah. I'm like, Schwartz, why?
Because he wants to pass the buck in case anything goes wrong and he can
Just in
blame
case,
it on you.
I'm just
The
crazy.
thing about managers, and this isn't specific to any certain manager.
Remember, he texted us that don't talk shit about him on the podcast.
I don't care. What's he going to do? Fire me from the podcast?
All right, keep going.
I'm not talking shit about him. I'm talking shit about managers.
I
One
just
thing
want
I've
a cigarette.
Go ahead. One thing about all managers is nothing's ever their fault, basically.
Of course it's not.
Everything's the tour manager's fault or the artist's fault.
Yeah,
I've never heard a manager in my life ever take the blame for anything in my life.
So what do you think that is, like a power thing?
I think it's just that's why they're managers and not musicians. You know what I mean?
They think they're perfect.
Yeah, they're just nerds, basically. You know what I mean? They want to be cool, and they're not, so they become managers.
Hey, chill.
Well, you told me to. If they were cool, they'd be musicians. You know, like as soon as the manager walks into a green room at a big show, it's like, oh God, here we go. How's everybody going? Did you guys have sound check go? It's like, you don't care. You don't know anything about sound check. Go plug it. What's an XLR? Show me an XLR. To put a pile of cables out and be like, pick the XLR cable. It was their money.
Wow, we gotta get out of this before I get fired. I'm about to get dropped by 7S.
No, it has nothing to do with Brian. Actually, I don't think Brian's like this at all.
He's not like
I'm
that.
talking about other managers. Like, I'm generalizing. He's not annoying.
Sometimes when he comes to show, he's like, "Did you tune your guitar?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's such a
"Are
thing.
you kidding me?"
I know.
You guys ready for this? You guys ready for the new songs? You ready? I'm
yeah,
like,
we play 375 shows a year.
We just played the songs, for the last 27 days in a row.
Yeah, us, are we ready? I'm gonna make them get out there and do it.
I'm gonna make him do a guitar solo or something.
Does he play guitar?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
But sometimes when
he's a good manager.
He's a great manager. He's the best.
But managers do that shit that I'm talking about. I'm generalizing, but that happens.
I know.
The green room hang.
We're gonna green room pop quiz these managers.
The green room hang is
every time a manager comes into a green room, we're gonna pop quiz them.
What's an XLR cable? What's on our rider?
Yeah, what's in our rider?
Why is our rider 3 years old?
Yeah.
You guys still have a puppy on your rider, by the way?
Yeah. Some people have been giving us puppies.
Maybe Julie will work your Mission or Red Rocks this summer. Maybe she'll come work.
I mean, we're playing a reggae show. There's probably gonna be 17 already fucking
I was gonna
dogs
say, she
on
could
the
bring
fucking
Denzel,
stage.
though.
God, what's the deal with reggae bands just loving dogs on stage?
They're high as shit.
I know, but like,
and they all have like 4,000 dogs.
Doesn't that hurt their ears? Like loud music.
They all have $4,000 dogs because their parents are rich.
All right,
so they're really well
behaved.
behaved.
We're done. Enjoy, Henry AZ.
I'm not done.
Let's do the pitch now so we don't have to do it later. Henry AZ. Great rapper.
Rapper.
I met this
in
man.
studio.
He's on Juicy J's record label. He came to the studio. He's very vulnerable about his addiction problems.
Tell them how you met, actually.
He Airbnb'd my house.
With Juicy J.
And he found out that I was a musician and started like deep diving, and then he started following me, and and then he shot a music video in my house. And he's a really great guy, and he's a great lyricist, and he was honest, and
he was a good interview. Actually.
It was a great interview. I loved it. I was so fascinated.
We talked about some deep stuff,
really heavy shit. So Chris, play some Henry AZ while we're at it.
I want to pitch one more thing.
All right,
the voicemail line.
Oh,
you guys have been getting kind of lazy with it. You're sending in voicemails, but like
they're not good.
They're just like, oh, I liked your show.
That's okay. It's compliments.
I don't want any compliments for Andee on there. I want funny. I want mean. I want gross. No, I'm kidding. Here's the number though. It is 720-966-2230. 720-966-2230.
So send us some voicemails. Let us know how we're doing the show. We got a nice little comment today. It said the GOAT. Kobe, Frasco, MJ. Let's go. We're becoming podcast goats.
Why does it always have to be a shooting guard?
Am I a shooting guard?
No. You're not a basketball player.
I'm a power forward.
Jews don't play basketball, Andee.
Okay.
Who is the greatest Jewish basketball player of all time, though, actually?
Sandy Koufax.
He plays baseball. It's probably true, though, still.
All right. Enjoy Henry AZ. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to play this show, and then...
I'm getting a bag of blow, man. You going to go with me?
I'll go with you. Yeah, let's go. I'm just kidding. All right. Goodbye. All right. Perfect. Wow. Henry. This is a long time coming, buddy.
It's a really long time coming, man.
Yeah, and you've backstory is you guys stay at the house when you're recording, or what are you doing so much in Denver?
Everything, man. Like when you think about what you can do in Denver, it's like what you can't do in Massachusetts,
right.
And like it's what you can do in LA, but not to the same extent. And I kind of like that.
Yeah,
less bullshit, but I can still work on music. There's nice studios out here. People,
yeah, man,
really nice. Yeah,
nice studios over in Rhino.
So. A lot of questions. How'd you get in touch with Juicy J? What's going on?
Yeah, that's a good first question, Andy. That's a good first question. I freestyle, man. That's my thing. I love freestyling. I love just kind of getting in the backseat of a car. There's a running joke that like, why is this dude always in the back of a Kia Soul?
Yeah.
It's never been a Kia Soul, for the record, so everyone can know. It's never been a Kia Soul. But I've always loved the prolific kind of like, just do it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck getting behind the microphone, fuck doing all that stuff. So that's how Juicy J found me, was from one of my freestyles. I did I think it was actually Meek Mill had gotten locked up for doing a wheelie or something. He was on probation and he had done a wheelie, and it was just so dumb. Like, why would you go to jail for that? Like, the worst thing that could have happened is he hurt himself, right? Like, he wasn't going to hurt nobody else. Worst thing that could have happened is he was going to hurt himself. He didn't do anything that seemed worth incriminating for me. And so I just did a freestyle. I was like, man, free Meek Mill is some bullshit. Fuck the system. You know what I mean? And it was funny. But it wasn't funny because it was a serious topic. But it was funny because I was white and I was doing all these different things. Juicy J found it. World Star actually picked it up, so I got to give them some credit. Shout out World Star. Didn't pay them $1. They just picked that up, posted it, and then Juicy J had seen it and then reached out to me.
So is that like the way to get like viral through World Star?
I mean, if we were in 2014, 2015, absolutely.
And fighting. There's always crazy fights on there, man.
What they're known for. That's how they built their brand, was off of like dudes.
So what was the video just getting millions of hits?
It got a couple million. And for Instagram at that time, if you're doing 2 million views, that's big. Like Reels didn't exist yet. You know what I mean? Like Reels now, they'll get like 20 million views and they're blowing up, and they've tried to create a TikTok within Instagram. That didn't exist at the time. This is when like IGTV was still a thing, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And so like, it was a different algorithm for sure, but it did a couple million, and I gained a bunch of followers. And one of those followers was Juicy J, and he had an administrator from the label that I'm working with now, through him, reach out and say that he had wanted business with me.
Sick.
And it took about 2 months for me to believe it.
Oh, you thought it was fake?
I thought it was fake for about 2 months. That's a true story.
That's like
Hold on. So what are you doing? You get an email from Juicy J.
Not an email. It was a direct message on Instagram, a DM on Instagram from somebody who managed me briefly in my career. You know what I mean? So they worked through the label that I'm signed to. And he reached out and he was just like, Juicy J wants business with you. Juicy J wants business with you. And I go to his page, it's like cooking photos. You know, he's got like cooking photos and 1,200 followers. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm not one to judge based off of a follower count, but the cooking stuff got me. That was where I was like, I don't think that this guy has business with Juicy J. Turns out he did.
So he kept on courting you? Like, he kept on courting you?
He hit me up a bunch of times, probably 4 or 5 times over the span of 2 months before eventually I was like, send a fucking phone number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna tell you where I live. I'm not gonna tell you what's going on. No, I'm not taking a flight or whatever it is that you guys are talking about. And so call me or give me your number. I'll call you. Yeah. And I called him, and on the first call, he was like, I'm glad you called. Let me link somebody in. Didn't say it was gonna be Juicy. I knew it was gonna be Juicy, but he didn't say it was gonna be Juicy. Let me link somebody in. And so he gets Juicy on the call, and Juicy's like, man, I'm a fan. I like your talent. I like what you're doing. You hard, bro. You just gotta keep spitting, and I think we could do something together, you know? There was no talk of a deal. There was no talk of, you know, anything beyond just what I had said. Now that I'm knowing this is the real Juicy J, and you can tell by the voice, man. Ain't
it was.
No faking that.
So what'd your mind say? Like, you changed like into serious mode?
Yeah, 100%. And I was just like, damn, like, I feel like an idiot for not responding the first 4 or 5 times, but maybe that made me look good. Who knows? You know I got shit going on, Juicy J. I got shit going on.
You're getting courted. You're getting courted. Yeah,
exactly.
You big too, Henry.
So, that was when I started taking shit serious, as you said.
Okay.
That was when I started being like, okay, I gotta entertain whatever the fuck this is. Cause
so was it a development deal or what?
More or less, I would say it's like the best kind of artist development deal one could have, because in a lot of development deals that I know of anyway, where people are working with or they're working with other major labels, bleep that out. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're not allowed to create what they want to create. There's a status quo for what you need to bring to the table in order for them to generate X level of income so that you can pay back whatever advance that you're taking on this development deal. Right. And in my case, it was much more like, yo, the talent is already growing the brand. There's a reason I found you, right? So like now meaning Juicy J, now if I, Juicy J, put myself in this situation and co-sign you and get you involved with some records that are bigger than you are and get you involved with some situations that may be bigger than the ones you have going on for yourself, that could be a good situation for everybody, right?
So did he get you on some collabs?
Yeah, absolutely. I got Juicy J on a bunch of songs. He's hooked me up with songs with people like Wiz, you know what I mean? He connected me with Wiz and everybody from Taylor Gang, so those are my people.
Holy shit.
He produced a song with me and Freddie Gibbs together, which was really awesome.
Holy
shit. Yeah, we've done a lot of really good stuff together, and I feel like it's been a a weird mix that you probably wouldn't have expected.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, you wouldn't expect Juicy J to sign somebody who's making the kind of music that I am, but he's such a good fucking businessman, bro. He does not hear or see anything other than, like, honestly, dollar signs, which I respect because that's what I am. You know what I mean? Like, I see myself as a dollar sign as well. So shout out to you, Juicy J, for knowing what the fuck is good before anybody else.
Let's go, Juicy.
He knew before anybody did, man. He knew before anybody did. And I give him props for that because a lot of people were scared to sign on to another white rapper in the music industry.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, because you're a white rapper, do you have to like be better than everyone? Like, is that something? Like, when you walk into a studio and everyone's ready to go, and you walk in with your lanky white ass, like, "Hey, we're ready to go, boys."
Yeah, it's a chip on the shoulder.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But at the same time, like, it's also there's something to be said when you walk into a room and that's the expectation that other people hold of you, right? Like, you got to be the baddest dude to walk in here looking like that,
right? Straight
up. That's something that I know people think in their heads when I walk in the room, like, you better be so good at what you do or you better get the fuck out. Right? Like, I know they think that. And for me, that's a chip on the other shoulder. So now I got a chip on both shoulders and I'm like, okay, I'll come in here. I won't say a word until it's time for me to speak. I'm not going to speak on nothing that I don't have value or information to bring forward. But once it's my time to speak, I'm not going to stop.
I fucking like you, Henry. You're good.
I like this.
Thank you.
Let's fucking go.
But that's how you do it. And keep in mind, I'm 23 too, so I'm a baby, and I'm figuring out how, like, the whole shit works together. Like, fuck the industry. People are always like, I'm trying to figure out the industry. Okay, I figured that shit out when I was 20 years old.
What were you doing?
Same shit I'm doing now.
In Cape Cod?
No, I went from Cape Cod to New York.
Okay.
And New York was where I ended up having Juicy reach out to me.
So you were in the city? Where were you?
I was in the city. I was in Gramercy Park.
Holy shit. So what were you doing? Were you like doing open mics and stuff?
Not even. So I was actually living with a friend on the couch in New York City, and I was going to Platinum Studios, which has moved locations since, but they were over on, I believe, 108th, East 108th Street. And I was going over there and I was recording quite frequently. And I was just kind of like building connections with people at the studio. It was owned by Jerry Wanda. I don't know if you know who that is. So it was owned by Jerry Wanda. And he was a real solid dude. Ended up making some connections with him. And then, like, the first time I met like a real celebrity was at that studio in New York. Ray J walked into my session just randomly.
Whoa.
I'm like 19, 20 years old. Ray J walks in.
What'd he say?
He just liked what he heard. He was like, I'm in the other room. Like, this shit sounded hard. I just wanted to come in here and see what this was. Clearly set up by Jerry Wonder or somebody at the studio. It was just like, go check that kid out. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Right.
And so he came in. I got to meet Ray J, have a conversation with him about Raycon Global.
What'd he say?
Man, he's so interesting. Ray J is so interesting. And this is like at the time where everybody, when you think of Ray J, I mean, you still think of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but he's done so much too. In
Bro,
the business.
he's like, he's him and Akon.
Yeah, there's a lot of
people
stuff
that I'm like, what the fuck? They really be doing like the most.
Yeah.
Didn't Akon like fuck over a bunch of smaller acts because he started a label and didn't give him any money?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is he the first guy to ever do that?
But he's a smart businessman.
First. But you know what? I heard a crazy story about Akon.
What?
He has a twin brother.
Oh, really?
Akon has he has two twin brothers.
He's triplets?
No, he has two twin. So Akon has two twin brothers.
Oh, okay.
And they used to travel around before the social media era and all do shows at the same time. His twin brothers were performing like Akon, and they were getting a bag 3 ways, bro. Shout out Akon, man. So look, everything you just said about maybe scheming some other people, I believe it after knowing that. You know what I mean? He didn't.
That's
He's a
wild.
hustler.
So how do you get away with that? How do you get away with
Because
that?
there's no social media. What are you gonna do? You're gonna check online and see what his tour dates were.
Too.
Like
Yeah.
you can't go online and check what dates Akon's performing. It's like he's in
Triple
North
dipping.
Carolina.
Yeah.
He's in Florida same night. Like,
low key fuck with that
I think
Kinda.
that's a great business model.
because everything's on tracks anyway.
Yeah,
No,
you know,
right?
yeah.
Who else did that?
I can see both sides of it. Let's put it that way.
Who else did that?
Tower Power, the funk band.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
That's crazy.
Trump.
Trump. Yeah. Wild. Okay, so you live in New York. Who was like the guy who took you under his wing in the beginning years?
So shout out my boy Ben. Ben in New York was I lived with my homie. This is a crazy story. I lived with my homie in New York, and my homie had some drug problems. I've had some drug problems throughout my life.
What were you
so
into?
I was a Xanax and a lean kind of guy, like downers. I was never really uppers. I never liked cocaine. I never liked any of that shit. I didn't like putting shit in my nose.
We'll talk about that, but keep going.
We'll get there. But I was more of a downer guy, and so was the guy I was living with. So it was a complicated situation because that was kind of a setup for destruction for myself to kind of be in that environment. And the friend that I'm living with, his boss heard that there was a rapper living on his couch.
Yeah.
And his boss is like, yo, like, I want to hear him. Let me come over after work. Let me come meet him. His boss came over, had me rap for him, heard me, and was like, you got to come live at my house instead.
What?
True story. True story.
How old are you? 20?
1920. 1920. And so my friend, shout out Tyler for the hospitality. And, you know, I mean, I hope you're doing better now. His boss, who was Ben, who is one of my very good friends now, shout out Ben Gershinoff, was just like, look, you got something. I know the environment you're in right now, and that's not where you're going to get this shit done.
Wow.
And so he brought me back to his house where he had an actual bed for me.
What a
And
hero.
he cleaned you up.
Cleaned me the fuck up and just got me to a point where it was like I could be self-sufficient had I been making money off the music at that point. I could have been like on my own shit. I was living at his house, of course, but like he got me to a point where I was like hustling and motivated. And when Juicy found me, I was at Ben's.
Oh.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben never asked for anything?
Ben has never asked me for anything, man. The only thing he's ever asked me for is to pick up the phone.
Let's fucking go. Ben! We need people like you, Ben!
We really do, man. That guy saved my life, and he's got a crazy story himself. You know what I mean? Just because he was in a good position and helped me doesn't mean he didn't have his own demons and his own shit going on. And so for him to
Everyone's
like help
got demons.
man, it's for people to like put those aside to help others. It's like it's very, very valiant.
Did you lose your friendship with the other guy when you bailed on his house?
No, we didn't lose our friendship over that. I think it was more so the fact that like once I cleaned my shit up, it took a little bit away from me wanting to be
Hang
around
out
that.
with
You know what I
him.
mean?
Yeah,
It took a little bit away from that. And so that's why I say I hope bro's doing better now. Because I really don't.
Was it
know
hard to
as
get
much.
off Xanax and lean?
Very, very, very hard.
What's so addictive about it in your brain?
Well, I mean, like when you have a lot of problems, which we all have, like they don't really exist in that world. So
Right.
it's kind of nice to not have them exist in that world.
What type of problems were you thinking about that made you get into Xanax and lean?
I think a lot to do with like family shit. You know, I didn't have the best relationship with a lot of my family members growing up, particularly my father. And then, you know, my mother had been in a tough situation from the time I was 6, 7, 8 years old when my parents got divorced. My mom kind of was just on her own for a long time. And that never sat right with me. And especially the way that my father handled a lot of those situations didn't sit right with me. And then being able to internalize that as an adult created a lot of pressure for me as an artist and somebody who had to like bring in money and be able to support the people that I love.
You had to support the family?
I would say not the family because, you know, you take away my dad when they got split very young. My dad has his own family now. He's got a new wife and new children and, you know, he's got a whole thing going on.
Did he forget about you? He forgot about you?
I don't think so.
How much were you taking?
Not as much as some of these people out here just taking it for fun, but I was
right.
taking it for different reasons and not leaving the house, opposed to these dudes who were like in the studio, you know what I mean, having a good time. Like,
Partying,
I was recluse.
You were depressed.
Yeah, I was recluse and I was not like the fun Xanax addict who was just like, whoa, let's do whatever. I was like, nah, let's do nothing.
Thank God you didn't get into like heroin or anything like that.
You know what? I thank God every day. And the only reason I didn't is because I come from Cape Cod, which is like, man, they got a whole HBO documentary on that.
Yeah.
what?
watch that.
It's a big heroin epidemic in Cape Cod?
Bro, you go there in the summer and you see the most beautiful bitches. You see the most beautiful shit going on. You go there in the winter, you see the worst looking needles you've ever seen in your entire life.
Holy
Just everywhere, man.
shit.
It's actually disgusting.
Yeah, I watched that documentary. It's like
Did you?
insane. Yeah, that's the heroin epidemic on that whole part of the coast. It's like the people that live there year round. It just like decimated them. It's bad.
So that's good. At least you saw that.
Yeah.
At least you saw that where you didn't want to get to that point. 'Cause thank God you didn't get into opiates because that's probably way harder to kick.
Yeah, Xanax
Yeah.
is hard too, though.
It's definitely
What's the deal with the
hard.
lean? Why is everyone doing lean?
It's like syrup.
It's like you know, it's the codeine, the promethazine, and the whole fucking the name behind it. Like I'll be honest too. Like I feel like some of my favorite artists. I'm not going to name drop because that's corny, but I feel like some of my favorite artists even influenced me to just start fucking with lean.
Really?
Yeah, and it became something that's like lean is liquid Percocets. Don't
Right.
let anybody tell you any
Right.
different. It's liquid
Really?
Percocets, bro. And some people even argue that it's liquid heroin, but I think it's liquid Percocets. That's just the way that I can describe it in my brain. But I was much less attracted to the way lean made me feel and more attracted to the idea of like sipping lean.
Yeah,
Right.
and like being like your favorite artist.
Right. And
Wild.
I was impressionable and young and creating music myself. So it felt like if that's where their creative zone is, why can't that be where my creative zone
So
is?
yeah, you feel like you have to copy them to get to that level.
And a lot of my music is kind of like painful and vulnerable in some ways. So it's easier to be numb talking about those kinds of things. Because you gotta understand, I'm a good basketball player. I say that humbly. I'm a good basketball player, especially when I'm really playing and it's a serious situation.
Yeah.
You got to match up to the talent.
Yeah.
I can match up to the talent.
Let's go.
I'm gonna say this right now. On record. There are multiple NBA players right now that I can guard.
Really?
And you're tall.
Guard, absolutely.
And you're
Score
tall.
on, it's going
You're a good defender.
I'm
You
a
got the
great
height
defender.
for it, for
I'm
sure.
a great defender.
Okay, so you saw this guy jump over 7 foot. You're like, I'm done.
It wasn't even I'm done. It was like, okay, cool. Maybe it's time to focus on the music part of things. Like I'm already kind of this.
Are you obsessive compulsive?
Somewhat like
Yeah.
some
So you
over,
love
over certain
basketball,
things. Over
and then-
certain things.
yeah.
You
Then
know,
you saw this. Very smart man. You saw this like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to do this.
That was exactly the moment where I was like, that I can't
man.
jump that high.
Yeah.
We're the same height.
Right.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Knowing when to quit is a good skill.
I knew
You
when
know
to
what I mean?
call it. I knew when to call
It
it.
is. Like, I think a lot of people have made other careers because
So
they
were
knew
you a
when to quit one.
decent rapper when you're like half in it?
Yeah, like
You're okay.
I mean, I'm a great rapper at its essence, but I also suck.
Yeah. Why? Why do you think that?
It's just like I suck because of the fact that I don't know what I'm doing, but I know when the magic happens, I'm fucking great. You just can't plan the magic where I'm at right now.
Is that just hours of doing it?
Yeah,
So you just got to get better,
it's just
or just keep doing it. Repetition.
Yeah,
10,000 hours.
There you go.
10,000 hours. Call it a day.
Okay, so you're in high school. You say you're a sophomore.
So at this time, when I'm what?
Were you a good student?
I mean,
Were you passing like C's?
yeah, that's
Like,
exactly
that's fine.
like I always got A's in English.
Enough to like have your scholarship not to be taken away.
Yeah.
I passed math by 4 points, and I always did really well in English.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So it was junior year. You're 17, 2 years before your big viral hit. What happened in those 2 years?
In high school, what happened
Yeah.
in those 2 years? Just like self-doubt, all these different kind of like I also like
Were you a sex addict?
I am now. I wasn't then.
Yeah,
I didn't have enough sex to be an addict.
yeah.
You
Now
know?
you just
it's like
love it.
it's like you can't be a coke addict if you can't afford coke.
Yeah.
that was me in
so
high school.
so you're kind of like insecure about yourself, wasn't confident, but you're like playing basketball and you're rapping. That seems like you'd be the pimp over there.
Yeah, like I was like I hooked up with the girls that I wanted to hook up with, but think about this: there's 300 people. That's 150 girls.
You're right.
That's not like pimping too hard.
Yeah.
You know, when you take into the
Yeah.
ratio into
Yeah.
perspective.
After a few, your name
As a
gets
hype.
around.
Yeah, and I also feel like for me, it was also like, think about the people that attend a school like this.
Right.
They're not necessarily the biggest rap fans.
Right.
Yeah, true.
You know, like they're like impressed that there's somebody who has like some fame and followers around them.
Exactly.
But like the rap part was the part that they were probably like, we don't really give a fuck. We're rich white girls.
Like, we want to finance
You know,
guy.
like that's just how I look at it.
Get an MBA,
I
then we'll be impressed.
I hear you.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
So then you went straight into the lab. What was your first song? Do you remember it?
My first song. And Jack, go call Crazy Luke, man. He's blowing my phone up. Don't let him do that. You need to go call that man. And so I'll say this too. The first shit I did was like a Renegade Eminem and Jay-Z cover. I took that beat Renegade by Jay-Z and he got Eminem on it, and I did like some shit over that, and I uploaded it to SoundCloud and it did a bunch of views, and I thought I was the man.
Yeah.
That was like the first time that I was like, oh man.
Was that the game, getting into SoundCloud? And like,
Yeah, at that time I remember praising Chance the Rapper because he
Yeah.
saved SoundCloud at that
Yeah.
time. He like went ahead and like bought SoundCloud or
Yeah.
something so that it could stay up. And I was like,
That's
yeah,
dope.
that saved my career, Chance. You know what I mean?
let's go,
Right.
Chance.
Yeah,
Let's
shout
go.
out Chance the Rapper. You know what I mean?
You ever meet him?
I've never met Chance the Rapper.
He's low key now, so I feel like.
He's got kids. He's got
Yeah.
a wife. He's got that whole thing.
So you
going
had a
on.
big SoundCloud hit. You feel more confident about it. When did you start making, like, did you make a record in high school or what?
I made a bunch of stuff. Shout out to Akachi Beats. That's the dude who really took me under his wing during high school when I knew that I could rap and I knew that I could freestyle. And he's an amazing producer, like one of the biggest and the best now. Double Grammy nominated this
Yeah.
year.
Wow.
We went to high school together, and back when neither of us had a name, we actually got signed the same year as well. And so shout out to him because I would not have been recording. I wouldn't have had the money to record. He let me come over to his house. He made the beats for me, everything.
Wow.
And so he was the one that I started making like real records with. And that was like super helpful for me because I didn't have anyone else, especially where I grew up in Cape Cod, that was like on that type of time. And
Right.
he started out as an EDM producer, and now he's making songs for Future and
Yeah.
ESTG and I mean like DJ Khaled, like it doesn't stop.
You know Roger Shahayed?
Who's
He
that?
produced all the Drake stuff. And
newest stuff?
Maybe Dua Lipa or
I'm trying to think the Drake stuff, the newest stuff.
second to last record he did a bunch of
Black
stuff on.
Coffee.
Certified Lover Boy?
Oh no, I can't remember. But he was my piano player in my band.
That's
and now
dope,
he's just
man.
killing it. Yeah.
No shit.
Now he's just killing it.
Lateral move.
Yeah. He's like, I'm good with the jam rock and roll.
Man,
I'm going to go
that's
make beats for
crazy.
Future now.
That's
Yeah.
You say that's your piano player?
Yeah, my old piano player before I started taking it seriously.
Man.
The last part of this segment, I really want to talk about what you're doing to with this part of this record deal because you're fresh, right?
Yeah.
Are you making do you have to make 100 songs?
Here's the thing,
what's it going on?
It's not even like I shouldn't be saying this, but it's more so like I got to be real with myself. I'm not making nearly enough music. I've taken a social media and a mental health break. I've been off everything for a little bit. This is the first time I'm doing an interview in 2 years.
Wow.
And so it feels good. Did you say why?
No, I said wow.
Oh, yeah. Why? I don't know.
No, everyone
but
needs to clean up.
It feels good to kind of come back out of hibernation, which I've done many times in my career before, but this has been the most extended and the most unexpected and it's been the least explained as well. So people are like, what the fuck? But I think that now I'm looking at it from a perspective of quality over quantity. I have made a lot of music in the past. I've had, album weeks, just finish an entire project in a week and just be like, yeah. But now I'm not even doing anything like that. I'm creating different records and different settings and different vibes and saying, I don't care what I think people are going to like. I'm going to let it all go and I'm going to detach from the results. And I'm going to just let people eat what they eat and spit out what they spit out.
Okay.
And that's fine by me. But I know that I've become a versatile enough artist through both working and taking time away. That was super important for me to get better as an artist, was taking time away. Because if I just kept going and I burnt myself out, that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Truly, that was the
So
end.
you knew your body.
Yeah, that, and also not the end of it like that, but the end of my exploration. I don't want to keep exploring if I find that I reach bullshit every time I try and go out the rap sphere, because that's happened to me in the past. I created a very in-depth mental health based album that was super conceptual, but also so real to my life.
Right.
That I manifested negativity out of that. There was so much sadness and so much grief and so much pain in this music that through creating that and having to put myself in that zone every single day,
Yeah.
I killed myself in a big way.
Oh, because you felt like you were just oversaturating
Dude.
your brain?
Killed what was going on. Anything happiness wise, done. Depleted. Gone.
Yeah, that's how I feel being on the road so much.
And I love being on the road, but when you're performing depressing songs on the road too, it makes it way worse.
That's heavy, dude.
And it's
were you on lean and Xanax through all that shit?
no, I was sober. And I mean, California sober for sure.
That
but
can be harder even though if you're sober doing
It can be. It definitely can be. As I said, blocking that shit out can be really helpful sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I can't control what I want to make, which is why I think as an artist, I've been slower to kind of yeah, I'm fresh on the scene and people are watching out for me. And I do really, really well in pure sales. That's my forte is I sell a lot of real copies. My fans love to buy the real shit.
That's cool.
And so that's where I find that if I make some shit that's super vulnerable or I make some shit that's super powerful, and they buy it and it hits the charts or it goes to Billboard or it goes wherever, that's more powerful to me than having made some pop record or having made some shit that's just easy to vibe to or go viral on TikTok. So I value that. But I haven't made enough songs to really be this is what I do. People don't know what I do yet. There's no real lane that they can put me in, no box that they can put me in.
That's a beautiful part to be in your career.
Yeah,
You're so young.
It absolutely is, but it's also pressure because I'm not getting younger and because of the fact that I would rather, honestly, and this is just me speaking from my own perspective, I would rather be a master of something than a jack of a few trades.
Yeah. But you're so funny. I'm so old, but you're 23. When is the rap career done?
It's changed, man. Freddie Gibbs, who I have a lot of respect for, is 39. Benny the Butcher is 37. A lot of my favorite rappers are going into their 40s right now. And so...
what about the popular ones? How old are they?
Depends. 20.
24, 29.
Travis Scott's like 28, 29, right?
Yeah, he's probably 30, really. I mean,
Yeah.
Drake is 35, 34.
Yeah, he's
something
been
like
around.
that. So
So you got like 11 years.
Future
yeah?
might be 40s.
I got time, but think about how long Drake has been dropping the kind of
right.
hits that he has.
True.
You're right, you're
We're
right.
talking about 11 years. So that's like how long I need to be dropping my hits now, Andy.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
fucking point.
And he was a TV star before that.
And I get why
Yeah, you're right.
now because of this pressure, I get why he took a hiatus because you can't just like throw shit. You know, you can't just keep throwing shit. If you don't believe in the stuff you're throwing out there,
You're wasting your fucking time.
You're wasting your fucking time.
Yeah, the spaghetti method's not always good for music. You know, where you
No.
throw, see what sticks.
No,
Not
Actually,
cooked.
yeah.
Not cooked yet.
I like it.
I kind of have a question about the music side of what you do. Like, how I read that you don't make your own beats, right? You don't produce.
I don't. I wish
So,
I did.
what's the process for you for picking them? Do you just have people send you stuff, and then whatever you feel, you just choose? Or
I like to get in with people. I
Okay.
like to be in the same room, and I like them to have a folder of shit that they thought I would like.
Yeah.
And then I usually, after 3 or 4 beats, will get the fuck out of that folder and have them play me some shit that they didn't think I would like. Because
Right.
more often than not, I like the shit they didn't think I would like.
Interesting.
So I do like playing the email game because that just means I can sit on my own time and smoke weed and just go
Yeah.
through it and find what I'm digging. But I would much rather be in with somebody.
Right.
Like truthfully, I'd rather feel their vibe. And if there's nothing that they're playing that I'm liking, now we have the opportunity because we're together to make some shit right here, right now.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, yeah.
What's the state of hip hop right now in 2023?
Coming back.
Coming back.
It's really coming back. Like, I mean that. Take me out of the equation because people are going to be like, oh, he's saying that because he thinks he's a rapper. Like, no,
Right.
take me out of the equation. Hip hop is really it's in good hands right now. At least if we stop killing each other.
Right.
I can say it's in good hands if we choose to let the artists that we have live. So I'm hoping that we can, stop a lot of the bullshit going on because that's my biggest thing about the state of hip hop negatively is that like it's a fucking war zone everywhere, bro.
Yeah. What's the deal with that? Is it like they're just trying to live right the way they live?
It's more so that like people are rapping about their lives and their experiences, whether past or present.
Right.
And so a lot of these dudes are referencing things from their past lives
Right.
before they were this big artist. And that's their art.
Well,
We got to treat that as their art. But people will take that as some sort of challenge.
Right.
People will take that as a challenge to try and go see if he's still about that life.
Mhm.
To go see if he's still really that dude who got 6 AKs on him or whatever the fuck he rapped
Right.
about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
And it's
fucked
like,
up.
that's the part that bothers me is that you can't let a man make his art about a life that he really did live. Those were experiences that he really had.
yeah, but like that was his past. Like
Everybody's
now he's
got a past.
changing.
And that's the whole point is like Young Dolph, for instance. Rest in peace, Young Dolph,
Yeah.
man. Memphis legend, like one of my favorite rappers from Memphis. And one of my favorite rappers, period, actually.
Sick.
And rest him, God rest his soul. That shit was so sad, man. He went to go get cookies for his grandmother and his mom in his hometown
shot,
of Memphis and just got shot. And, obviously passed. And it was one of those things that turned into an actual like war zone. Memphis was a war zone, probably still is for the first 3 months after that shit
It
happened.
was crazy.
Just deaths on deaths. I remember the first week there were like 118 deaths or some shit.
Didn't you have
Insane.
a big freestyle about Nipsey Russell that was pretty viral too?
Yeah, I did do a Nipsey Hussle
Or not
freestyle.
Yeah.
I did, and that was a World Star thing as well, man. You're on your shit with the research. I dig it, man.
It's my research guy.
He came with the shit.
Let's go.
You were the hardest research I've ever done on someone.
I respect that.
I like that about you though. It
I
keeps
like
the
that
mystery.
too.
It keeps
Why
like
do
a,
you,
like
so
that too.
do you like being mysterious?
You know what? I think I'm gonna leave that as part of my brand because
Yeah.
I've done it for long enough that like people
I
expect
fucking
it.
like this
It
guy.
works.
Henry,
and
I like this man.
I think it works well for me. I think I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it worked. That's
Yeah.
the big thing about me is I won't do it if I don't think it works. If it doesn't work, throw the shit away.
Telling
Go
you.
back to the drawing board.
Shy, big dick.
Man.
you don't
He's
need
got
to
it
be.
all. Let's go.
Yeah, it's that big
I
dick
love-
energy. It's why they call
Yeah.
it that.
But to answer that question on a more serious level, I want to open up more.
Yeah.
I want to be mysterious, but for the right reasons.
Right.
Sure.
I don't want it to be like the shit that I came on air and just said about like, I have questions about what the fuck happened when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like that's me opening up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's me trying to be like, look, I'm not just this dude who's gonna rap about it and not talk about it. And I'm gonna go on more interviews from now on, starting with this. This was the right
love
one
it.
for me to come
I
on and
love it.
start
I
with.
love
And this
it,
was the
Henry.
right one for me to come open up with. But I want to be mysterious in the right way.
And I also respect that, like, you're not like bragging about the concrete details. You're saying, like, I've also experienced this moment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you the full details so we could judge each other's trauma.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not
Right.
in about that. I'm telling you that we're just we're in this together.
Exactly.
I fuck with that.
And I know there's a lot of people who, you know, will do the comparison game and will play that game. And I don't want to feed into that at all. And it's like, I know there's so many people who have so much worse shit, like a way worse story, but they don't have a platform to share that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like about like encouraging other people, specifically men, because, you know, I mean, I want everybody to be able to speak up on what happens to them. But I feel like men have a really hard time speaking up when some shit happens to them.
You got any beef with anybody?
It's a really good follow-up question for what we were just talking about. You know, I don't actually really have beef with anybody. If I have beef with anyone, it's myself. I got a lot of beef with myself.
Why? Why you beating yourself up?
Because when you're on drugs, you make terrible decisions. And some of those decisions are irreversible.
Oh, so you're regretting what you were in the past?
I have beef with myself about it. And that's something that I think I'm working through. But like, how can you have beef with anybody else if for like years of your life you weren't even yourself?
Good point.
Henry.
That's a lyric.
We can go all the way.
23 years
Write that
old.
down.
We can do the psilocybin
23
all
years
the way.
old. This man is 23.
Yeah.
This is exciting. You got a big life ahead of you.
Thank
I'm
you, man.
very excited.
I appreciate it.
I'm rooting for you.
I'm
That's
rooting
for
for you, bro.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And the hip hop ain't easy to be part of that scene, bro.
It's weird.
It's all about like singles and is it about
hard.
touring?
Yeah, because like if you can't tour as a rapper, you're not a rapper yet.
Right.
You know, it's almost like you're just like
Oh, so
you're
it's-
social media famous.
You're
bro.
clout.
Yeah.
You
It's a
know?
clout to tour.
Yeah, it's like
Kind of
How do you deal with haters?
why would you deal with anyone who doesn't like you?
Ooh,
Ooh, I like that.
Why would you deal with anybody? That's
I don't know why it bothers me.
Haters always
you know?
secretly
Can
love
I tell
you too.
Can I tell you a secret for that though?
Yeah.
I've some of my most viral moments, whether it be social media or just like what I'm doing, has come from playing into that.
Okay.
I love playing into that because for me, that's always been a huge part of my brand. Like someone will like I could pull up an example really, but I've had people that have made outlandish posts about me, like comparing me to the craziest things. Like someone made a post about me and it was like, it was a picture of me and it was like, this is what happens with like drinking and smoking during a pregnancy. And it was like a whole ad that they edited me into.
Jesus.
Fuck all that
And I posted
bullshit.
it on my Instagram and people were just like,
Those people are
yes.
just projecting their own insecurities of
They
their
love
own.
it though. People love it though.
Yeah.
It's like if you play into it rather than be bothered by it, they'll the
eat it
fans
up.
will love it too.
Yeah.
And so it's like you put all that effort in, hoping I would be upset or hoping that it would get some sort of reaction.
And it
out
got
of me.
like, yeah, Henry,
my
you're
engagement
good,
is
man.
up. You got my
a good
engagement
one.
up. You
I
know?
love it. Well, Henry, I'm rooting for you, buddy.
My guy, thank you so much.
You got
Appreciate
anytime
that.
you're in Denver, you come over,
You already know.
and we
man.
should do a tune together.
Dude, this is what I have to say this too. I'm holding you to this. We got to do a song about the parallels of life and basketball.
I'm in.
It's so important
You've been
because
texting me about this.
I know, man, and it's like
so true.
and it was your idea. Don't forget that. It
Yeah.
was your idea, and I was the one who got so passionate about it in the moment that I was not willing to let it go.
I'm in. Let's pop.
Beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show, bro. I'm really rooting for you. I hope that new record comes out. You got any tour days coming up this year or what? You taking a break?
Tour dates coming up. You know, I mean, I got May until probably August of some tour dates in the United States, some Australia shit coming.
Cool.
I got new records coming out this month. You know what I mean? New records coming out next month.
You're inspired. You're ready.
I'm ready, man. I'm working with a lot of really good people right now. Shout out Juicy J, you know what I mean? Shout out my boy Josh Pelton, got some crazy shit coming with him. You know what I mean? Shout out everybody that I got some crazy shit coming with right now because it's going to be big, man.
Well, we're rooting for you, buddy.
My God.
Keep it going.
Thank you so much.
Henry, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you guys.
Fuck yeah.
Smart dude, man.